Hello, Internet, and welcome to the free-to-play cast brought to you by MMOBomb.com, your home for all things free-to-play related. We're at episode 45, closing in on that one-year celebration. More details on that to follow. I'm magicman, as I am every week. I've got some buds on the line. We've got some games and topics and your bombs. Let's get right down to it. We've got Brim on the line. How are you, sir?
Fantastic, Magic Man, and how are you?
You know, I can't complain. Things have been good this week. I've played a lot of games. I finally gave up on my WoW dailies, so it's good. I'm playing games for fun, not because I feel like I have to. What about you? About
the same. Got into a couple games this week. I've been out of WoW a little bit longer than you now.
Yeah. We'll be talking about some of the games you're in a little later, huh?
Yes, we will.
All right. And also on the... What the hell? Brim, are you playing music in the background?
I hear that. I thought that was you.
No, I've got show notes. That's it. What the hell is that sound?
I don't know.
What? Who else is on this call?
I'm back.
What?
Jiro.
No!
Resurrected.
Unreal.
Sajiro.
Zombie Sajiro. Back from gaming hiatus. Sajiro, welcome back, sir.
It's good to be back. I can't say that real life isn't good, but it's very good right now.
Awesome. Well, we are definitely glad to have you back. There's been some people throwing some comments saying, "Where's Sajiro?" And I kept having to tell him, he's on gaming hiatus, guys. I can't make him play games. He's got his own life. Have you found your way? Are you doing good at least?
I have found my way.
Nice. Well, let's roll over and get over to the news. All right, so we're going to start off with not so good news. Big Point, makers of such fine games as Drakensang Online and upcoming Game Globe and hopefully the Game of Thrones MMO, all browser-based. So we got some bad news out of Big Point. They say they're laying off 120 people and shutting down the U.S. operations that are in San Francisco right now. CEO is also stepping down and is going to serve on the advisory board. All a very weird situation. Now, you guys have read the articles. You've seen all the interviews. They seem to be blaming the costs of operating in San Francisco, in the United States, in San Francisco in particular. This just seems very weird to me. What about you, Sajiro?
Well, I mean, you've got the design, the programming talent out there. I mean, it is the Silicon Valley operation area. Different companies, but I don't know how a free-to-play game company can have really that out there. I can understand with the global economy.
Yeah.
It's going to be an expensive place to host an operations. I don't know why you would maintain one there.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like anytime you want to move into California or New York City, you've got to know price is going to be an issue, right? And they've been there for a couple of years. I don't know how the price of operating surprised them, Brim.
Oh, anytime you live out there, any anything you open on the west side of the country is going to be expensive. And how you could not think of that is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
they moved to Atlanta. Hint, hint. They have developers here in Atlanta. Hint, hint.
Atlanta, Austin, Seattle. I mean, I can think of some places that are pretty big for development right now that aren't nearly as expensive as San Francisco. Seattle's going to be a bit pricey, but Austin, Atlanta,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's known for tech, but not really game or development or software. It's more medical tech than anything. I don't know. They're laying off 120 people. 40 of them is the staff at the San Francisco office. The other 80 is supposed to be mostly admin positions in Hamburg, which is their primary office. Big Point, real big on the browser-based games, like we talked about Drakensang Online, and we've talked about Game of Thrones on the show here before. Let me read you this quote, guys. We need space for our investments in other areas. We've doubled our revenues almost every year, and we had a budget for this year that we wanted in terms of revenue. Unfortunately, we haven't had the strong growth we hoped, but we had hired for this growth. So they anticipated growth, hired a bunch of workforce, didn't get it. Now they're blaming the economy and cost of San Francisco. They even made the comment, and this is from their CEO. I'm going to mispronounce this. Heiko Hubert said the games that we've developed in the last 2 years haven't been that successful, and the San Francisco area and Bay Area is quite a competitive market. So it almost seems to me like you made some shitty games for 2 years, but that can't possibly be why you didn't make the revenue. It has to do with the San Francisco area and the cost of the market there. It just seems like a shift of the blame, doesn't it, Brim?
Yeah, that's I messed up, but I want someone else to take the fall sort of thing.
And Big Point, we all hate the pay-to-win thing, but Big Point's actually been pretty vocal about supporting pay-to-win. Aren't they the ones, Sajero, that kind of tried to tell EA how to run it and stop giving cosmetic items away for pre-orders? They should give away items for people that shell out money that are balance affecting.
Oh yeah, that's a great thing. Let's give out a bunch of advice and then we'll lay off 120 people.
Yeah, it's just very weird. I mean, it's a company that's pretty pay-to-win publicly. They advocate it. They say their games for the last 2 years haven't been doing as well as they thought. But the only reason we're leaving the U.S. is because San Francisco is expensive. They make money hand over fist because it's so fast to develop a browser game. There's like 60-some games on their website that are a combination of browser or mobile gaming. It just seems to me that Big Point lately, and we talked about this, Brim, on a previous show, when we mentioned that Big Point was scooping up the Universal Monsters license, scooping up the Game of Thrones license, had Game Globe in the works, had a lot of projects going. Some of them were not cheap. We actually talked about months ago, is this going to be a problem down the road for Big Point if some of these titles don't pan out because of the money they're shelling out for some pretty big licenses? Here we are, months later. We're leaving the U.S., and we're getting rid of 80 people in our home office as well. Where do you think Big Point goes from here? Are we going to see as many games coming out, or are we going to see maybe a shift to focusing on higher quality, or are they just too set in their ways, and we're just going to see same old, same old?
I don't know. It sounds like to me like they're looking at their bottom line, trying to like buckle down and just try to survive at this point.
Brim?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, I don't see them shifting quality at all. You'll probably see the same style of games come out if they keep coming out with games. I don't know.
Yeah, no news on if it impacts the upcoming Game of Thrones MMO, which is, again, browser-based. That's handled by one of their European offices, so I don't assume that that's going to impact that at all. But maybe in terms of money, things are becoming a little harder. And we kind of forecasted this months ago. I know we're just this little free-to-play cast and everything, but we kind of called this, guys, when we talked about Game of Thrones way back when and the cost that we knew was associated with getting that IP. That you're scooping up too much, you're developing too much, and you're putting it out too fast. Here we go. Maybe we should be CEOs of Big Point. I mean, the job's open. What do you think? Can we get a resume together in time?
Sounds good. I don't know. I think my harp on that is, why does everybody keep trying to make an MMO out of a TV show? Or I guess because it's easy. People already know it and they understand it. But Game of Thrones doesn't, from when I've watched it, didn't have a lot of gameplay. I guess that's going to be a cash shop item, hint, hint, on the extra bonus content.
Here's your text-based game. If you want this to actually be a game, head on over to our cash shop. I know they're advocates of pay to win, but I think even that might be a little bit much for them. I don't know. We certainly, our hearts go out to everyone that's impacted by the layoffs. We obviously never like seeing that type of thing, and and hope that they will find jobs as fast as possible. But it seems to me that 120 people are now suffering because upper management decided on a chain that ultimately wasn't successful and didn't look to be successful from the onset. We're talking about 2 years of games that are mentioned by the CEO. Sucks to be the little guy sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. Oh, related news, guys, Turbine is laying off an undisclosed number of employees in Boston as well. That's Lord of the Rings Online DDO. They're going through some layoffs as well. Not all is well in the games world. Looks like it's impacted by the economy and how expensive San Francisco is. So, our condolences to the lost jobs. Hope they find some jobs quickly. And big point, it seems to me they got to get their shit together and get it quickly. Hashing browser-based games every 2 months, hey, it doesn't seem to cut it. Imagine that. Speaking of companies that love some cash shop stuff, I know Sugero can't wait to talk about this. It's his favorite company. Welcome back, and first show back, you get to talk about a company that you, before you went out on break, you kind of bashed all over the place, and rightfully so. Dragon's Profit, Sony Online Entertainment. So there's a couple things going into this one. You can check out the trailer at mmobomb.com. Let's just comment on the trailer itself for a minute, guys. All in all, I didn't think it was that bad a trailer. What about you? I have no gameplay or anything, but it kind of got me interested to check it out.
Well, the trailers always look fantastic. All the CGI and put a bunch of effort into the trailer and then the games.
Yeah, but all in all, I mean, it looked to me like there was enough there that was a little bit different that I was like, yeah, I do want to check that out. I don't know what the game's going to play like or anything, but just based on the trailer, yes or no, if I had to make a decision, yes, I would try it. Brim?
Oh.
What trailer were you watching?
Ooh, what happened? You didn't like it?
I didn't, no. I
mean, it's not one of my top 10 trailers or anything.
No, I understand what you're saying. It just, I don't know, it did not appease me at all. I did sign up for the beta just for the hell of it, but there was nothing that I saw that popped or made me even want to sign up for it.
What about you, Sugero? We're split. You're the tiebreak.
I mean, it's got a dragon, If you can mount the dragon.
Which you can. Mounted.
I got first, so go ahead and get over it. Mounted. I've been away, but I have not been hiding as a recluse. You know me. I'll play anything at least once.
Okay, so we've got one, I'll play it, one, the trailer doesn't make me want to play it, and one, it's a game, I'm going to try it. Alright, so then let me add this stuff into the mix and see if this changes anybody's opinion. It's made by the makers of Runes of Magic.
Runes of Cash Shop?
Runewalker Entertainment. The game is created by Runewalker. They're the same team that did Runes of Magic. We're not talking about Frogster, the people that publish and handle the running and the cash shop and everything. We're just talking about the designers. That's Runewalker. And then you have the publisher and everything as Sony Online Entertainment. And even your dog is unhappy at this one, Sugero.
Yes, I'm trying to keep them calm.
Do both of these two, I mean, Sony Online is enough for you to say, forget it. But then, Runes of Magic, just looking at it from a development side, not even a cash shop or a purchase side, since that's Frogster, but just looking at Runes of Magic, to me, the game just, the grind became unbearable in Runes of Magic. Are we going to expect the same type of thing for Dragon's Profit?
I hope not. If not, at least, it'll go into my, it'll go right into my, what's the wonderful thing Sony has that the game failed, we'll just throw it this and give it to you.
Oh, the Station Pass.
Yeah, the Station Pass. It'll be on my Station Pass in 6 months. I'll give it that.
There you go. $14.99 access to all of these.
Yes. We'll just throw it in there.
So here's the combat system. We do have a quote on the combat, which we didn't see any of in the trailer, which is why I think Brim is all butthurt over there. about the trailer. A revolutionary auto-targeting system that gives players unprecedented control during the battles. The auto-targeting system improves on traditional MMO combat systems and offers players a wide range of tactical options. I don't know about you, but I kind of read this as we're going to take what Terra and Raiders and even what some other action games do, and we're going to kind of mix it with what Guild Wars 2 has done with their combat. It doesn't sound like anything revolutionary. It just sounds like market hype to me. Am I reading it wrong, Brim? Did you read it a different way?
Anytime I see... They throw this word revolutionary around like it's water. Seriously, I'm so tired of it that nothing is revolutionary anymore.
You're just bitter.
We need to find a new word for these revolutionary games.
New and entertaining.
Oh, come on. You're so bitter, Brim. What do you have against this? There's almost no game information, and you already hate it.
I know, and I don't know why. I don't know.
Oh, come on. Housing system? Can build epic structures, defy imagination?
Ooh.
How about this? Guild leaders. They got a frontier system. And this is right from their website. With this large-scale construction system, players have the ability to build their ultimate kingdom. By empowering your citizens and constructing a powerful military, true leaders will be able to create and sustain their very own empire. So we've got some housing buildings. We've got some castle-type empire building. You're not pumped to take a look at this yet, Brim?
Didn't we play that yesterday? Civilization?
Oh, man. You guys are brutal. Brim hates the game. Sajiro hates SOE. I think I'm the only one that actually wants to get my hands on this. I think, though, my only gripe is if it's instance-based, I don't care. And I have a feeling that it may be instance-based. That's not to say that instance-based gaming is bad. I don't want to see this type of game in instance-based gameplay. What about you guys?
I think they should put it on one server with everybody on it. With a 20-minute queue time whenever you log in.
Oh my god! Well, I don't think you have to worry about queue times when there's like 200 people online.
That's true.
No, I don't know, guys. I think you guys are being critical. I think you're being critical.
Probably.
There's not a lot of info. I do want to check it out. I'm skeptical with the Runes of Magic team. Add on to that Sony Online Entertainment. I'm hugely skeptical about how the game will do, but I do want to check it out. I don't understand, Brim, why you hate this so much. You don't even have reasons, do you?
Give it time. You'll come to the dark side.
Okay. You don't even have any reasons. Action combat, houses, guild cities. What's not to like?
I'm going to say the same thing I've been saying to publishers for years. On your free-to-play games, let me buy levels.
I hate that idea. You always bring that
up. I like it.
I hate that.
What?
Let me buy my level. If I don't want a level from, say, 24 to 28, let me buy them. You know, I don't need a costume of petunias in the cash shop. I'm never going to buy that.
I hate that idea. Oh, man, you always say that. I can't stand that. I mean, you already have something like that, right, with experience potions. But you've always been an advocate of, here's $20, you've just gained 8 levels. Go.
It would
Brim, how do you feel? I hate that idea.
It would be a marketing success.
It's launch day. Here's $70. Max level, mother!
I feel like this is going to turn into a 45-minute conversation by itself.
Well, are you in favor of it? Would you do it?
I am going to have to agree with you. That is a terrible idea.
Or just put good things. Put something in the cash shop that's really worth my money.
Like what? Like what?
You know, some people are going to say, you know, that would make the game pay to win. But if you want to make a free-to-play game and you want it to be good, you're going to have good items in the cash shop. That's what it's about.
Like an expansion.
Put an expansion in the cash shop.
Well, you already see publishers that do that. Sony being one of them for EverQuest. Turbine being another one. Riders of Rohan just went out for Lord of the Rings Online. You could buy it with cash or with the in-game currency. So, okay, I agree with you there. Expansions, you want to make a little bit of money. But then we have the whole argument of, is it really free to play at that point? Or is it buy to play? I always wondered, EverQuest was one of those ones that I always had a hard time saying was truly free to play. Because the latest expansions for EverQuest 1 and EverQuest 2, you always had to buy. If you did the free download, you got everything up to the most recent expansion. It's got a free-to-play component, but is the game overall free-to-play? It's Sony Online Entertainment, so in my book, no. So you want expansions in the cash shop, and you think there should be balance swaying items in a cash shop?
It's a double-edged sword. It's going to be one of those things that's difficult. I mean, if you sell armor and weapons in there, someone who's got a bigger wallet than the other person is going to be ahead of that person in the game. Right. But it's the same as if you have someone who, has a lot more free time in a subscription-based model or just any other model. They're going to be, better off. They spend more time in the game.
Yeah, and that's always been my thing. I don't care what's in the cash shop, what the item is, what it does. Does it give you stats? Does it not give you stats? My thing is, to avoid pay to win in my book is very simple. Whatever items you put in the cash shop that are game impacting, that aren't just cosmetic, if you put items that are game impacting in the cash shop, to me, there should also be a method for me to obtain it in-game without spending that cash, even if it takes more time. And I've taken a lot of flack because I've talked about Alad's Online and the runes at endgame. Some people consider that pay to win. Some people consider it pay to have fun because it does take a while to grind out the gold. But to me, it was never pay to win because if I wanted them without spending cash, I could spend, X amount of time to farm up the gold to buy them in the game. Brim?
I would have to agree with that. If you're going to put it in the cash shop, there better be a way to get it in-game without having to spend actual money for it.
See, but then I'm just thinking here, then why am I so against Sajero's level thing? I mean, if by my own definition, if I spend the time to gain the levels or I pay to gain the levels, why am I so against Sajero's level thing?
You bring somebody new into a game that we found that we all enjoy, and they're like, well, you guys are level 60, I'm level 1, I don't want to just start out. Here, let me buy 20 levels and I'll catch up with you guys. Versus,
I think we're just bitter that we would rather do the work and Sajero's just lazy.
Or just Sajero's just got more money than both of us. He could look at it the positive way, too.
That's probably,
I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that levels thing now. By my own definition, I don't know if the levels violates that. Because it is a time versus money mechanic, which I'm okay with. Son of a... I hate you, Sajero.
Or I can just switch channels to the high experience zone.
Yeah. Good old Aeon. If you don't want to gain levels faster, click here. I did have discussions with some MMO bombers about that, and really the only thing that we could come up with where you wouldn't want to turn that on, the fast track, is if you were making twink characters, right? You wanted that level 20 PvP character. You would want the XP to slow down. Also, it kept you from getting ganked by the other side while you were leveling, which I never really had a problem with in Aeon, which might say something about the size of the player base. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that level thing. Damn it, Sajero. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you next show. I might have to change my mind on that. But Dragon's Prophet, sign up. Beta hasn't started yet, but you can head on over to Sony Online Entertainment. Just come on over to MMO Bomb. We got the link right there to sign up for beta. If you're with me and you'd like to check it out, great. Put that in the info below. What do you want to see in this game? If you're like Sajero and couldn't care less, but you'll probably play it, or if you're Brim and this might be the apocalypse because this game is coming out, let us know below. All right, here we go, gang. Third topic. we're gonna get into some more MMO theology. We've talked about guilds, whether they're important anymore. We've talked about a few different topics. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you two a statement, and you're gonna tell me if it's true or false and why. All right. And so, Jared, we'll give you the first one.
Okay.
You go first, and then Brim. The first comment here is that free-to-play is the best model for gamers right now. And I tackled this on an Ask MMO Bomb episode, so I'm not going to give my answer here. If you want my answer, look up the Ask MMO Bomb show on the mmobomb.com site, and I think it was episode 2 or 3 that I talked about that. So I'm going to let you two take this one away. Sajiro, you're up. Free-to-play is the best model for gamers right now.
Ooh, I'm going to probably say true. And my statement of the reason why it's best for gamers, I think gamers, they do not want to pay a subscription fee. Not everybody has a credit card. You know, thinking of kids that are under 18, you know, they don't have a credit card. I don't think that the gaming industry, the producers of the game, I don't think they have the handle on how to sell a free-to-play game and really make it successful.
So you think right now the free-to-play market favors gamers over developers, and so therefore free-to-play is the best model for gamers right now?
Yes. I think it's going to...
Interesting.
I think once the industry figures out how to do it and make money and make really exciting games and not have, there's this new free-to-play, you know, every week that seems to be popping up, you know, trying to just grab, you know, 5,000 people, they swing over there, they play, they buy some stuff, and then they disappear and the game tanks. Once they figure out how to sell it and maintain it and make profitability, I think that's the way to go.
Well, okay, then what would you say about certain companies that seem to have gotten it right? I mean, Riot is one that comes to mind. League of Legends, both very profitable, extremely profitable.
Yeah.
And highly played. I think that one's a win-win, so it kind of supports your theory that free-to-play is the best model for gamers right now, if you look at something like League of Legends. Then you can look at all of Sony Online Entertainment stuff and then make the argument of maybe it's not the best model for gamers right now. So I think you lean more towards the League of Legends side of things, right?
Yeah, and I think League of Legends has, as far as the free-to-play in their cash shop, I mean, their cash shop has two things. They have champions and champion skins. Both you can get with cash or with just by playing the game and you get points.
Well, you got rune pages too, right?
Yeah, the runes, but everything that you can, if I want to go drop $100, the same person who's been playing 6 months can get the same item I can. But if I just started playing it and it's like, hey, I want to play, you know, Mundo, and I want to use, you know, Office Space Mundo, I can go buy the skin and I can play it today.
Interesting. Brim, free to play, best model for gamers right now, true or false?
If you take that question literal, yes, it is the best model for gamers right now. But it's funny that Sajir is on a completely different side of the model than I am, because I don't really play MOBAs, and I play a lot of first-person shooters, where free-to-play really isn't going that great because, you know, you got all these people buying their upgrades and that sort of thing in the cash shop. So, in that sense, it's not really the best for your casual gamer.
So you both think free-to-play is the best model for gamers right now, but you both recognize there's kind of some flaws in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tease the Ask MMO Bomb. If you didn't watch it, I did not give the answer you guys did.
Ooh.
Yeah, so any listeners that did not check it out, give it a click, and while you're there, click like. I'd appreciate it so we can keep that show going. It's doing very well, and it's all because of the viewers, so thank you. Interesting. You guys thought free-to-play. I'm going to tell you that my answer was buy-to-play is the best model for gamers right now, and you can watch that show for my reasoning. Comment 2, and I'll chime in on this one as well. Brim, you're first. PlanetSide 2 will be the best free-to-play release overall, so across all genres, for 2012. I think I've stumped the Brimberly.
I'll have to go back and look at it.
It's not like you didn't have the show notes for 2 days now.
I know.
All right, so then gut instinct.
No.
Okay, so I would ask 1, why, and then 2, what would be?
Oh, what would be? Over the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So PlanetSide 2 won't be the best, but you don't know what will be.
I don't know.
You seem confused by this one. Like you want to say yes, but you think there might be something you're forgetting. And you're a shooter guy. This is right up your wheelhouse, man.
I know. I want to say yes, but I mean, see, I guess I'm looking at it from the wrong point of view. I'm looking at it from my point of view.
Okay.
Whereas, I've enjoyed a lot of games this year, but would I enjoy this one?
Oh, I think you're going to love it. I think you're going to love it. Sajero, what about you? PlanetSide 2 will be the best free-to-play release overall for 2012.
I'm going to have to say I don't think so.
Why?
I really like Firefall.
Yeah, I do enjoy some Firefall.
I mean, I played PlanetSide a little bit, but best overall for 2012?
Yep, across all genres.
I don't know, man. I still like playing Spirit Tales also.
You really still play Spirit Tales?
I still have Spirit Tales installed.
Wow. I think you're getting flamed galore in the comments for that one.
Spirit Tales was fantastic.
Yeah, you did the first look, and then you couldn't stop playing it.
It's addictive. That's going to be a hard thing to say, because 2012's not over yet, and there's still other games coming.
2 no's, huh?
I don't know, man. You still have Path of the Exile?
Yeah, Path of Exile, and that's browser, too, so.
Yeah, and I have... That's, and you got Game of Thrones coming.
Yeah, I think that's 2013, though, so we can kind of discount that one. I gotta disagree with both of you. I think PlanetSide 2 is going to be the best free-to-play release for this year.
Dota 2? Hello?
Shit. Son of a... Forgot about Dota.
Dota 2? Well... I'd have to give in this. If Torchlight 2 didn't have if you didn't have to buy it just to play it, I think that would, if Torchlight 2 was free to play completely, it would blow everything out of the water as far as...
I played Torchlight 2 for like 6 hours yesterday. It was disgusting how long I played that.
Yeah.
I'm still going to stick with PlanetSide 2. Dota 2 is going to be extremely popular, obviously. I mean, it already is. I think, though, that the buzz that PlanetSide 2 has for it right now, as long as Sony doesn't screw up with the cash up, which I don't think they will based on everything we've seen so far.
You're giving Sony Online Entertainment.
I know. I think PlanetSide 2 will be the best / most successful free-to-play release for 2012. So I'm going to disagree with both of you there. So that's 2 for 2 that we haven't agreed at all on. Number 3. One near and dear to Brim's heart. So, Brim, I'm going to let you go first again. Hawken, scheduled for release on 12/12/12. Hawken will be disappointing for most gamers that right now can't wait for the game. So, basically saying Hawken will be a disappointment for those that are waiting for it. True or false?
False.
Why?
Well, Well, I have been playing it for the last 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been everything that I've hoped for.
So you're digging it, huh?
I am. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Just one of the minor things I enjoy running over street lamps. It is. It's a lot of fun. A few, minor bugs here and there.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's a closed beta, for God's sakes. But
right.
It's, and I still have to look at, a lot of the other mechs and weapons and all that sort of thing. But just me jumping into it, jumping into a match, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
So, Jero, Hawken will be disappointing for most gamers that can't wait for it. True or false?
True.
Oh! Uh-oh, why? Brim, don't get mad, Brim. Let him talk.
I'm already, foaming.
I don't like, and I think it's a bad idea across the board for the company, the people who work for the company, and the gamers to release a game that close to the holidays. Because I've yet to see a game released during that time frame. Everybody's going to be on a skeleton crew, and there's going to be some type of problem. People are not going to be playing games all the time during that. They're going to be traveling. It's like...
That's an interesting take on it. So you think the game itself, it really doesn't matter. It's going to be the launch and the way the launch works or does not work that's going to cause the disappointment, maybe not the game itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's not... Well, I mean, just to give you an idea, it's not a free-to-play, but Diablo,
Right.
Diablo 3, it probably lost a huge majority of player base on the launch itself. I mean, I'm sorry, but that launch was horrendous.
That's an interesting take.
And it's like, get it out, but, if they release it 12/1. Don't release it, it's like we're going to release the game, 12/20 when everybody's traveling.
Hey, wait a minute. I remember a game that was released on 12/20.
Yeah. It's like I'm going to be trying to play the game and everybody's going to be coming and say, hey, we go Christmas caroling. It's like, I want to play Hawken, leave me alone. No,
I'm going to go with Brim on this one. I don't think Hawken is going to disappoint. I think some people might be surprised by what they thought the game was going to be and what it is. I think some people might be taken a little aback when they first start playing it, but ultimately I think they won't be too disappointed in the game. I'm going to go with Brim on that. I think the gameplay's solid. The mech thing, I don't know. To me, it kind of just seems tacked on, and other people will have to chime in on what they feel about it if they've been playing it. I mean, it plays a lot like a normal first-person shooter, not a mech first-person shooter. So I think people will be surprised, but I don't think Hawken fans are going to be disappointed. Last one, last true or false. We're going to throw this one to Sajiro first. Guild Wars 2 has revolutionized the MMO world. True or false?
Capital true.
Wow. No hesitation at all.
Yes, absolutely.
How so?
Everything you do in the game leads to either experience or it's fun. It's not a chore. You can log into the game. You walk past, if you're one of those people that's going to be like, I'm going to rush and do quests and get to max level, you're going to be pulling your hair out. The fact that go get all of the gathering professions. You gather a node and it gives you XP. I know some games are doing that too, but, and then the fact that, there's a boss over there. There's an event going on. Hey, can you invite me to the group? You got to wait for somebody. You just show up and you just, participate. And based on your participation is the reward you get.
Interesting. Brim?
There's that word again.
Revolutionized.
Oh, no, it has not.
What?
As much as I love Guild Wars 2, I don't know, it's just another game to me. And yes, I do love it, don't get me wrong. But you're right.
Yeah, I mean, and you've loved it to the point where you've bought things from their shop, additional character slots and whatnot. So you genuinely do love the game.
Yes, I do. And the only other game I've ever bought anything in a cash shop, which I don't really consider it a cash shop, was World of Warcraft. But this is the first time I've ever actually purchased something in another game.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with it. But revolutionized, I don't know. It's not keeping me on my main character. Like, I have a level 80 engineer, and I keep making ults.
Right. Wow. Damn it. I got to agree with Brim again. I don't think I love Guild Wars 2 as well. Love it. I have spent money in it. But no, I don't think it's actually revolutionized. Look, and here I'm going to try and sway Sajero.
You're going to sway me.
I'm going to try.
Get a Bodor.
I think Guild Wars 2 does an awful lot right for itself. Yes. However, I just feel like they've made it presentationally different. They haven't created anything new. I mean, it's still a gather or a kill quest, right? It's just instead of a set number and only one thing you can do, we're going to give you 3 things to do. Pick which one you want to do and fill up this bar. It's still a kill or a gather or an escort quest. It's just presented in a different way. The questing system itself, not having to talk to people or things like that, it's not different. It's just presented visually in a different way. I don't have to talk to the person. I just have to get close enough to recognize that they need me. I do have to disagree. At 80, I'm finding the game... to Brim's point, I'm finding the game almost boring once you do achieve max level and get 100% map completion and those odds and ends like that. Because to me, so far, the game's just kind of become a run dungeons over and over and over and over and over again and pick up the tokens to try and get this gear. So I find myself playing other characters, to Brim's point. I don't think Guild Wars 2 has revolutionized the MMO world. I just think they've taken a lot of things that we all know, and they're presenting them in different and unique ways. But I don't think it actually does anything very new. It just visually is a different approach. I think to revolutionize the MMO world, you have to change the way we think about the games before we even jump into them, and I don't think Guild Wars 2 has done that. I haven't swayed Sajero at all. In fact, he's ignoring me now.
What? I mean, I can see
sorry.
that they could do some other cool things in a game to revolutionize it. I mean, you could have it where it's not necessarily open world PvP, but if you attack another player or if you kill other players, it puts it changes your character as far as what you can and cannot do. But I mean, other games have kind of done that as well. So it's like, how do you really revolutionize? Overthrow the government in the game. And, I mean, what do you want?
I don't know. Face of Mankind comes to mind. And it may not be the best game in the world. It's one of those games that you either love it or you hate it. And you never play it again. But it does some things to me that are very unique in the MMO space. Secret World, I know it's subscription-based, but that's another one. It's kind of niche, but it does some things that you're kind of like, well, that's totally new.
You guys want a revolution. Take Guild Wars 2 and DayZ and mix the two together, and if you can make me jump out of my chair when I'm playing a game, scared shitless, that will do it.
All right, gang. Well, you chime in the comments below how you feel true or false went, what type of opinions you have there. While you're doing that, come on over to mmobomb.com. We've got a Gunner eyeglasses giveaway running right now on episode 4 of Ask MMO Bomb. We've also got an SD Gundam giveaway on the site as well as some of our other content there. Make sure to check it out at your home for all things free-to-play related. Let's slide over and do the weekly bombs. I'm going to go first because I've got an A-bomb. Born to Fire.
sound distressed.
Yeah, I'm not a huge shooter guy. I mean, you guys know that. I play them for fun. I'm not going to win any competitions anytime soon. I can't wait for Warframe, though. That looks badass. And I'm very, very, very pumped for Warframe. In the meantime, we've got some titles like Born to Fire to talk about. And there's a first look. Spunkify did it. It's on the website now. And the game's just awful, in my opinion. And I can see that there's going to be some people that like it, and that's fine. You know, different strokes, different folks. But the cash shop to me has huge issues. The game itself has issues. The gameplay, the graphics, the bug. It's just all around bad for me right now. And I'm not going to play it. And I'm probably going to get flamed for that. But I have a feeling there's an awful lot of people out there that agree with me that right now Born to Fire is just bad. So big A-bomb on that right now. I hope as the betas finish and everything that the content there gets a little better, but I'm not hopeful for that. Let's go to you, Sajero. A-bomb, dub-bomb, what do you got on your first episode back?
I got a dub bomb for coming back.
Nice!
Coming back to the show, coming back to playing games some more. Next hockey stick I break, I will I'll sign it and give it away.
There you go. It's like Happy Gilmore. Sajero has the
like
record
that
for the most penalty minutes.
You're on track.
He's also got a record because he's the only one that ever tried to kill somebody with his ice skate. What about you, Brim? Dub bomb, A bomb?
Dub bomb for Hawken.
Oh, whoa, really?
Yes.
Okay, why? I mean, you were a little earlier, you just kind of, I like the game, but now you're giving it a dub bomb. What's up?
Yeah, I am having a lot of fun with it, and I recommend everybody listening goes and checks it out. I don't think, well, hell, the closed beta will be over with by the time this show gets aired, but
right.
If you are still able to get into the open beta, which I can't find anything on their website that says anything about an open beta, but according to this, you have 44 days until launch. So I recommend anybody that likes first-person shooters goes and checks this game out.
Brim just likes it because he gets to mount Giant Mech Warrior.
Better believe it, son.
He is the father of mounted.
Yeah. That's the only reason I haven't played Spirit Tales. I'm still bitter they never put my mount in there.
Oh, you didn't find it?
Slodic sent me an email this week that said I might want to tell Brim about this. One of the features of the next Alids patch will be an emote called Gallant Sweep, in which a male character picks up a female character.
What?
Is it a true mounted? Maybe not, but it's close.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Slodic sent that to us this week, and you couldn't have given me a better segue for it.
Oh, man.
You should put a quest hub in with the three of us sitting there.
Oh, that'd be pretty
chatting
sweet.
randomly, talking about, it's like, what do you want?
The three NPCs that don't shut up. Every time you walk past, they're talking about something. Adam SK has an A-bomb for WoW for lack of innovation and rehashing old concepts. That comes on the heels of Havoc's rant last week about World of Warcraft.
How is Havoc? I listened to the show the other day, and he doesn't seem happy.
He was bitter. Some dailies and some cooking, and whoa. Adam SK also says, dub bomb to Guild Wars 2 for a non-sub-based game that gives us our theme park needs for a one-time buy. So, Adam SK kind of on the same page as all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Zach says, gotta give me a dub bomb to it's the sweet-ass Gunner glasses. Did not do the giveaway. I bought some. They're kick-ass, they look cool, and now I can do an all-nighter playing Hawken closed beta. Also going to give an A-bomb to every MMORPG that does not have some sort of character customization. Zach, I had to reverse your bombs. You originally had them wrong, so everybody, dub bomb is something good, A-bomb is something bad. So Zach giving dub bomb to Gunner glasses and dropping an A-bomb for MMORPGs that don't have character customization. Brim, why don't you take that next one?
Zaltak gives a dub bomb. I'm giving a dub bomb to High Res Studios, who, in my opinion, are the only free-to-play developer out there that is doing something right. Their games are a sign of fresh air as they present something new to the generic free-to-play market.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Must be talking about Smite.
I'm kind of torn on Zaltek's dub bomb here. I mean,
Yeah.
I like High Res Studios, and I like some of the things that they do, but to be fair, I think they're kind of doing some generic things as well.
They got a MOBA.
They moved the camera on the MOBA. That was cool.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's still a MOBA. Tribes, came out at the same time as 6 other first-person shooters did. I don't know. Zaltek, I'm torn. I definitely agree that High Res Studios does some things right, but I don't think to me it's not the sigh of fresh air that Zaltek thinks. Kind of torn there. Jamal 9010 says A-bomb for game updates sometimes takes forever to do. One example, League of Legends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last week. In fact, last week's question of the week for the viewers was, since PlanetSide 1 was going to be free to play, was it too late? Would anybody really notice with the PlanetSide 2 launch in November? Almost nobody answered that question. Because everybody decided that they wanted to chime in on which game they would rather play, Game A or Game B, which was our MMO theology last week. Game A was a AAA game with an update every month and with a lousy community. Game B was a slightly less quality game, updates every 2 to 4 months, but a fantastic community. Which game would you rather play? The Goreforce says, I always found the more popular the game is, the worse the community, period. I have never seen an exception. And I think there's a certain grain of truth in that.
What are you talking about? Our community's always been great. We just log out of general chat and talk on Mumble or Vent or whatever.
Right?
Community's been great.
Ice-T676 says, I'd rather play an MMO that falls under the A category. Much rather enjoy a game because I'm also the type of player that if I can, will avoid the community if they're crap. That was the same decision that I made too. I would rather play a AAA game and circumvent the community as much as possible than to play a crappy game just because it had a good community. Or a less than par game, I should say. Brim, Sajera, where do you guys fall on that? Which game are you playing, given the choice?
I always log out of the trade or the general anyways and only talk to people on whatever voice, the Ventrilo server we have, so.
Okay, so you would rather Sajero play Game A and just circumvent the community as much as possible?
Absolutely. If I can't tolerate you guys, I just log off then.
What about you, Brim?
Yeah, I'm Game A all the way. I've played several games where I just avoid the community and play by myself.
Sailor Naruto 39 says, I think I'd play the average game. I really don't like rude people. So there's somebody that prefers the community. Slodic, who we mentioned earlier with the mounted email, says, I'm not surprised that PlanetSide 1 is going free to play. This is far from the first overdue game they've made free to play. I agree. I mean, Sony Online, 13 years before EverQuest went free, well, it was 13 years. You know what I mean? It was a really long time. EverQuest 2 actually went free to play first, so yeah, very, very weird. S4 League 79 says, I say a game more like Game A, but doesn't need to be a AAA title. Personally, that's why I stick to S4 League, is because of its gameplay and not the crappy crybaby community. I love how it plays, and the best part is that you can mute anyone from the chat. I say you guys should make another video about it since quite a few things have changed. Yeah, we have been doing that with our gameplay action series. We've been going back and hitting some games that the first looks are a little old and maybe out of date with some of the things the game has changed. It looks like S4 League 79 kind of agrees with Shijero. Just take the game and screw the community. What else we got here? Gothic wants to give a dub for Requiem Memento Mori. I'm sick and tired of all the cutesy MMOs out there. I don't want to kill fluffy jelly bunnies. I want to kill scary goblins and zombies. The more bloodshed is the more monsters dead. Nice.
Why not fluffy zombie bunnies with lots of blood?
Now, see, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Last week's episode, I gotta say, there was a ton of discussion on MMOBomb.com, including some comments from some first-time listeners, and we really appreciate that. Tell all your friends. You know, I always confuse, like, the numbers when people put numbers in their names and stuff. You know, I get 3 as E and stuff like that. What is 4? Anybody know? No? Okay.
H.
I thought it was an A.
I thought it was an A, too. So we're going to say Cranily. Says, first-time listener. I actually emailed magicman a while back when I first joined the site, and he recommended I come listen to the show. I won't lie, I was a little intimidated by the length of the show being over an hour, but I definitely enjoyed myself. I found myself laughing out loud, which I rarely do while watching my favorite shows. Now, I want to hit some of these subjects. And he or she went on, and we did have some email back and forth and talked about every topic we had last week. Made some great points. Go and check out the chat on last week's show. It was incredible, the points being made left and right. But I bring this email up because they say, anyways, I'm ranting, and I'm sure you're tired of reading all of this. However, I do actually have a question. I want to know, what can I do to possibly help MMO Bomb? I do intend, after I get settled in life and have a better computer and better equipment, I would love to do some reviews and or just make some videos about my take on the MMO industry and how I view the games myself. All in all, what can I do right now to help you guys out? I'd love to put back into the community for all you guys do for us listeners and viewers. Keep up the good work, guys, and I'll see you on the servers. We really appreciate that. I mean, obviously, it's a website, and it's a YouTube channel, so the more people you tell and get coming to watch the shows, that helps us out as well. So that's a pretty obvious one. You know, get your gaming friends over here to check it out. Another thing you could do in the meantime, we do always look for directors who are willing to do first looks and things like that. There's a link right on our homepage to come and be a director or a content creator for MMO Bomb. It's on the right-hand side, and it says work with us, real big on it. Since if you don't have any equipment, though, we do have the MMO Bomb member zone, where you can actually be a writer and just yourself. You know, spread your opinions right on our site. Go to the member zone and broadcast your voice there. So check it out. Check out some of the things we're looking for as far as people coming to make content for the site. It's been a crazy show. Our question of the week next week, gang. What bugs you about the free-to-play world as it is right now? You can even make it an A-bomb if you want, because you've got to submit your weekly bombs for the show. Let's throw it around for the final word. Brim, you're up first.
Oh, great show as always, Magic Man. Before I head out, I do have a derp of the week for you.
Oh, nice. What's going on?
I got an email here from Slatic.
Oh, his name showed up 3 times this show. Might as well have been a damn host this week.
I know, right? All right. Let's see here. She...
Slatic is a he.
All right. I was playing as a juggernaut on offense in Tribes of Sin in CTF Blitz mode. We were losing 3-4, so it was a little intense. Since I couldn't see anyone on the enemy flag stand, I tried getting a little closer look. I accidentally skied too close to the flag and grabbed it, so I tossed it aside. I didn't want it to go somewhere our capper couldn't reach at a high speed, so I tossed it back to the flag stand. Within a second, I body blocked our capper going at 200 kilometers per hour. The enemy returned their flag, and the enemy capper came swooshing in to cap our flag and win. I didn't play again for a week.
Being body blocked at high speed sucks in Tribes.
Well, thank you, Slatic, for that. That was our first derp that didn't involve an injury.
Yeah, actual physical, real-life injuries.
Mm-hmm. And keep them coming, guys. Send them email, put them in the comments section, send them to my Twitter account at BRIMTTIN. And thanks for another good show.
Sajero, final word.
I want to know how I can get myself a set of sexy glasses like you have. Because I know I can't like, fave, and subscribe to your comments on Asking Mobom and get the free pair. That would be wrong.
Yeah, you're gonna have to buy them the way I did.
I have to go get me a set of Gunars.
Yeah, even the free ones that they sent for the giveaway and for the review were they were non-prescription, so they were useless to me since my eyes reject contacts.
I'm gonna have to get a set because staring at the monitor all day at work and then while working at home playing video games.
Hey, I bought them full prescription. I examined all that jazz. It was about $130 after all the insurance stuff was said and done. So it's all not that bad. A little bit pricey, but I love them. Check out the Ask Him a Mobom for the review of those. Where are you that everybody can follow you, Sajero?
I'm at Sajero Gaming on Twitter.
Fantastico, and welcome back, my friend. It's been way too long.
It's been too long.
For Brim and Sajero Gang, I'm Magic Man. You can follow me on Twitter at MagicMan1. That's MAGICKMANN1. Hit me up on the email. That's magicman@mmobomb.com. And until next week, gang, stay safe. And we'll see you out on the servers.